What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today I want to talk a little bit about retiring in Colombia. Would I do it? And I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think it's a good choice. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's talk about Colombia in general. There are a lot of misconceptions when it comes to Colombia. People think Colombia is dangerous and you can get kidnapped and all this stuff. And the reality is, when it comes down to it, Colombia is just like any other country. They have their problems. The U.S. has problems. Everywhere you're gonna have issues. Okay, so when it comes to safety and things like that, I've been coming to Colombia for over 10 years. I've had a good time every time I've come. Okay, knock on wood, I haven't had any real bad experiences in Colombia when it comes to my safety. So let's talk a little bit about retiring. So I just retired 3 months ago. Actually, it's 4 months now. I've been in Colombia for the last 2 months, and I'm at a point right now where I don't want to fully commit to retiring in a country. So I'm in a situation right now where I still want to go back to the US and enjoy life in the US, and then come and travel and go to different places. That's what I want to do. And so everyone's different. Some people want to retire, go to another country and stay there and not come back to the US. But in my situation, I love Colombia. I would love to come out here, visit, maybe 2 months at a time, come to Colombia for 2 months, go back to the US for 2 months. Come to Colombia for another 2 months, go back to the US for 2 months. So I would be fine with that. Now, when it comes to the benefits of retiring in Colombia, this is what I look for. First thing, the cost. What's the cost of everything? And when it comes to Colombia, things are really, really reasonable. So when you're looking at food is very reasonable. When you're looking at housing is very reasonable. We're talking about $300 to $400 per month for rent for 2 or 3 bedroom place. Food, for the most part, you're looking at $5 meals at a restaurant. And you guys might be able to hear the water. Just show you the water here. Pretty nice. Now I'm going up and down hills, so I might be a little out of breath at times. But let's get back to it. So the cost, that's my main factor, the main thing that I look at. The second thing that I look at is it close to US standards? Okay, when I say US standards, I mean, do I feel like I'm pretty much in the US? I'm not completely in a place where it's entirely different than what I'm normally used to. And in this environment, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable here. It reminds me of the US in a lot of different ways. If you go to the malls in Colombia are very, very similar to the malls in the US. The stores are very, very similar to the stores in the US. As a matter of fact, they have a lot of restaurants, especially fast food restaurants, same restaurants. And so when it comes down to that, it's very similar to the US, and I like that. I like that aspect. Another thing that I look for is the infrastructure. How good is the infrastructure? If they have issues, I was in Barranquilla a few weeks ago. We had a power outage. First time I've ever been in a power outage in Colombia. But it was back up and running in about an hour, which is good. Because in some places, you travel to different countries. I know when I was in Thailand, we had a power outage every day. And in some situations, that power outage was 3-4 hours. So that's something that I really, really look for. Also, the infrastructure and buildings. How nice are the buildings? Very nice infrastructure in Colombia. Major cities, you're going to be fine when it comes to the construction of the buildings, and I mean, there's sound. Most of the construction here is concrete and bricks. So that's what you'll see a lot in Colombia. Then another thing I want to talk about, the people. The people in Colombia is what really got my attention. Okay, all these other things, they're good, but when you surround yourself with just good people, it makes you feel at home. And in Colombia, everyone's family. Okay, so even if you're not blood relatives, you're still family. And so The people are very curious, especially people from the US. Look at this view here. Especially people from the US, they really, really are interested in what's going on in the US and why are you here and what do you like about Colombia and all these different things. They're very, very curious, very, very interested. And it's anytime I sit down and have a conversation with someone from Colombia, they want to know everything about the US. And I like that. And also they will take care of you. They will take care of you. If you've been let into the family, let's say there's a friend, you're a friend of a friend, and they introduce you into their family, you're part of their family. You're coming to dinner with them, lunch, all that. And don't say no. Don't say no. That's, if they invite you somewhere, go to lunch, go to dinner, what have you. Make sure you follow through with that, because that's very, very important to Colombians. I had a situation where I had someone that wanted to take me to the airport, and my initial reaction, because in the US I didn't even ask my parents or my sister to take me to the airport. I just got an Uber and went to the airport. Didn't think anything of it. But here, that's very disrespectful if someone offers to take you somewhere and you say, no, that's okay, I'll catch a ride. Because they're thinking, why are you gonna catch a ride? I'm offering you a free ride. Why would you pay someone to take you somewhere? Doesn't make sense. So when it comes down to it, the people are really, really good and genuine here. Okay, and the last reason why I would strongly consider retiring in Colombia is the time zone. You're in the same time zone as the East Coast. So you're not like in Thailand, you're in a 12-hour difference. If you're in Colombia, you're pretty much in the time zone with the US. So you get up in the morning at the same time, you go to sleep at the same time. I like that. If I need to do business in the US, I can still do that from here because I'm still in that same time zone. As well as you're close proximity to the US. So if I need to get home, I can get home in 2.5 hours. If I want to get to Florida, I can get to Florida in 2.5 hours. So I can get back to the US very, very quickly. It doesn't take that long. All right, I need to get across the street, so I'm gonna have to pay attention that I don't get hit. Because one thing in Colombia, they will hit you. You gotta be careful. It's not like in the US where you step in the crosswalk and they stop for you. No. You step in the crosswalk, they're gonna speed up. So, but anyway, those are my 5 major reasons why I would consider retiring in Colombia. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the future, what happens in the future when it comes down to Colombia. I'm here now, been here for 2 months. I'm gonna be coming back in July for another couple months. You can only get 6 months on a regular visa, and so that's what I'm planning on doing. So anyway, just wanted to let you guys know that. And I know I'm probably out of breath because I feel it right now, but I've been walking uphill, and this is kind of the norm. This is one thing. If you're in certain areas, I'm in Medellin, Colombia right now, actually Sabaneta, which is a smaller little town, but you're gonna be going uphill, downhill. If you go to some places like Laureles is pretty much flat, so you don't have to worry about hills. But this is good because it's a good workout. And that's another thing. I guess that would be the bonus, the 6th. This is a walking city. In Colombia, you have a lot of walking cities. And what I mean by that is you can walk to the grocery store, it's pretty close. You can walk to do pretty much all the stuff that you need to do. And I like that because you don't have to have a vehicle. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take off now. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you get notified, and I will be back with more. Bye.
I got biscotti and froze, big boss like I'm Rose. Ice and Winnie's, that's a domain. Low baddie and she homemade. Rep my city at the home game. Up and down and go both ways, and the sprinter is taking them both lanes. Hop in, we zoom in, the package be booming. Yeah, we got it. She picky and choosing in love with the moment. Yeah, we got it. They cannot do what we doing. You see how we moving? We got it. Mess with the squad, you try to go against us. I highly doubt it. All of my bros, we got it.